It says something about every state is on their own. Oh, they are realizing too. Not that they do realize. That's why I said it didn't really make any sense, because it didn't make any submission that was concrete enough to say Desmond Elliot, after what happened in Lagos, after seeing the level of poverty, the anger in the young people, oh yeah, I think we are very much on our own. We should have a region. We should control our resources. But he's a puppet. He's just a puppet. Okay? He's trying to it's like when your spirit is pushing to tell you that your days are numbered. This whole thing no go last. And you don't want to say it like that. And you wanted to call the attention of your people, say, you know what? They read waiting these people they ask. Maybe if we know do before we know all of us go for Muso. There will be no Nigeria again. No. And he's honest about that. Regionalism, restructuring, and all those other lies they are going to probably put into it is all emotion, because they don't feel like that at all. Others feel even terrible about you as a young person. There's a lady among them. There's a deputy speaker. You need to listen to them. Listen to another joker, another thug.
When I saw the level of destruction that happened within Lagos State, I have only one word. Do they want to submerge this state? Is it because of 2023? Why are we here where we are today? My submission is very simple. Number one, EndSARS. Number two, the level of destruction. Number three, what leads us to this? Number four, way forward. When you see the celebrity coming out and joining the masses or the youth for EndSARS, their intention is very good. We salute their courage. We salute them. We see them as heroes. But what will you expect from somebody who does not have anything to eat, morning, night, or who does not even know when he's going to eat, and you are providing them with food, and you are expecting this to be peaceful? That is the beginning and the genesis of the problem. When you are protesting and you are giving them food, the miscreant that doesn't have food to eat, they will come. They wouldn't want it to end. That is the beginning. So when the celebrities were doing this, they forgot when to end it. If they have seen it coming, they're supposed to have stopped and go to dialogue. Dialogue is the key.
It shock you? It shock you too. That's another representative of Ojo local government or Ojo state constituency. If you are from Ojo state constituency, do like this. Your representative is so smart, the smartest person from Ojo constituency, just same way you have Desmond Elliot as the smartest representative for the Surulere people. So that is the smartest person for Ojo constituency 1, 2. He sat down, he saw how everything went, how it all started, and all he came by with was now because of the food. Miscreant who no get food, he doesn't have anything to feel like. Why did the young people became miscreants when we are doing governance? How come they don't have food? How many of them are actually out there who doesn't have food? Are we not in danger if some people are providing food for them and they are the reason? Are we not supposed to go and treat that? He didn't come to the floor to say that. He said that is the genesis. And he's so confident saying it. Honorable. Honorable constituency, Ojo. Oh, God damn it. You haven't seen anything. I'm going to let you listen to another one. A Lagos State House of Assembly is a gathering of clowns, thugs, touts, and bunch of criminals, so to say. Because I'm not making this up. Oh. The Speaker of the House of Assembly is standing trial for stealing and mismanaging over 40 billion naira right now. It was when the NSAS protest started, the Speaker, Obasa, was a guest of EFCC office in Lagos. In one of the videos, he was coming back from the EFCC office that night on the day 3rd of the protest in Lagos, when the protesters were sleeping outside the State House of Assembly. Remember? Should you remember? So Obasa is a thief. Now, the entire House of Assembly is now being probed for how they manage and mismanage 19.2 billion. No be me, talking. Now, the little way we find be that. What about the ones where we no find? It's a house of clowns. Apart from the fact that it's a house of thieves who have supervised the brazen looting and desecration of commonwealth of Lagos people for 21 years, right? It's the same rogue criminals who passed the pension law for Tinubu that gave Tinubu a pension that is collecting the same salary like the sitting governor. Is collecting allowances. They gave him 2 buildings, 2 houses, one in Lagos, one in Abuja. They gave him 4 SUVs, 2 in Lagos, 2 in Abuja. They give him out. All of those pension they pay to Tinubu. Now those rogues are proven. As long as they get their own courts. Wahala no day. No wahala. Let's go and listen to another one. There are many. And I'm going to let you listen to all of them all before we go to their grandfather, Uncle Layamo. Okay? Watch this one too. He is also an honorable.
Before we put the questions, shall we rise and observe 1 minute silence?
No, that's not that.
Then the Lekki incident. Like Honorable Desmond did mention, the social influencers did not help matter. They aggravated and catalyzed the destruction of Lagos. In fact, the way manner it was put on social media, I could not even eat. I was down. I was very, very sad. I thought what we had, we cannot have less than 300 or 1,000 people who had died from such whatever. I was so down. But thanks to their age mate, they started putting the thing in perspective. The age that you said was dead is so and so place. There is so and so and so place, and there was no answer. But then the damage had been done before they started putting this out. The damage had been done. Everything, the carnage, the killing, the maiming had been done. Why we must say that we must commiserate with all those who lost their life, either pre the Lekki or after, or even during whatever brutality that must have been meted out by the police. We must compensate with them. We must also, going forward, appeal to the Commission of Inquiry to do all that it could to make sure that there is disclosure, there is investigation, there is healing, and this thing is brought to closure, so to speak.
Not that he has anything to say too, but I heard that one is the deputy speaker, the second in command. You see the Okolo, you see the brain of those Tinubu put together. Those are the people that are calling Tinubu a political genius. Why won't he be a political genius? Look at them. They even have female version too. But there are some of them too. You finally found one where eventually spoke about the problem. Not that he had any solution anyway, but he spoke differently than the rest of them. They have nothing to say. But there is a lady, now that one hilarious pass. That lady, I want you to listen to her. She says she schooled in the UK. No, she didn't school in the UK. She didn't. Okay, we found out that she did an open, this open university program that you do online, and then on the day of your graduation, you fly down and you do your graduation, you take pictures, and they say you have a degree and all of that. That kind of a thing. That's what she did. Open National Open University now. But listen to her too. She actually called the young people who were out there organizing the protest, asking the government to do the right thing. She called them drug addicts. They don't have job. They don't know what they want to do with it. See, listen to her. She is a woman. Oh, I want you to listen to her.
Look at the children these days, the youths. I like your submission, Mr. Speaker, that it is not unemployment that should be the bane or the reason why youths will come out and begin to misbehave. There are unemployments in so many countries of the world, even in the United States. I schooled in the UK, and I saw a lot of young people who were not employed, but they didn't become hoodlums. Why can't we look inwards and look for solutions to our problems? Why can't the young people look within themselves, look for their talents? Even if as graduates, what stops you from becoming a designer or a professional tiler or what have you, and make a brand of it? There is no excuse for being a hoodlum. Mr. Speaker, I think it is about time. I mentioned this on the floor of the House. Ab initio, we became members of the Ninth Assembly, that the National Orientation Agency needs to set to work. We need to begin to orientate our young people. They need people who can talk to them from time to time. They are high on drugs all the time, most of them. They go to social media, they do all sorts of things. I'm even scared to give my young children phones because I'm scared I don't know what they would see on the social media. It's that bad. We need to set the National Orientation Agency to work. The Nigerian National Population Commission. We need to have data. We need to have statistics of our citizens. We need to know who is what and where. We need to be able to identify our people. And Mr. Speaker, this is my humble submission in conjunction with what Honorable Rotimi Olowo has said, that a committee be set up to look into this carnage. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
She is worried that if she gives a mobile phone to a young child, she's worried about what the child will see on social media, about her, possibly. Because there's nothing your child will see on social media other than the truth. But she's afraid that her daughter or her son will what she will see. But meanwhile, so many mothers are worried about what they are going to give their own sons or daughters or their children tonight. But she's worried about a mobile phone because she doesn't have to worry about feeding her child. She's asking for data. She's a House of Assembly member. So how did she become a member if she doesn't even have a data of people she's representing? She is there in Alausa asking for data, saying that the youth are on drugs. And these are the people who are honorable patron and matrons for MC Oluomo. They know MC Oluomo. They know those who MC Oluomo represents. They know those who Okosari and the rest of them represent. And they patronizes them. Do they tell them that they use this drug too? That all these your boys are drug addicts. Because they are those burning buildings. They are those they paid to attack protesters in the first place. Listen to another clan.
It's being controlled by the government, the central government. Indeed, they have a department for that. I think it's important because the misinformation that got to the people gave birth to this. And unfortunately, the so-called intellectual giants, the way this thing is being justified, is dangerous for our development. If those who are big and mighty in the country are also justifying whatever is happening with the French Revolution of 1789, that violence has been part of political development. Yes, fine, it happens in French, but we cannot use that to justify what is happening now. So it's important, and it's really, really important for us to look in that direction.
They are so worried about social media, the information. They call the information misinformation. You guys are thieves. There are documents. showing all of this to the people. Now, people no longer listen or watches your television or believe whatever you tell them anymore. And social media is now where you think you have some leverage, Avi. You are welcome. You are welcome to the party. You are coming to it late. And it will take you a lot of time to get used to it. Laws in Nigeria will not be able to change that, by the way. Okay. But this honorable from that same Lagos State House of Assembly made this statement. And I quite align with him to some extent. Listen to him too.
We must learn from what has happened. There are challenges in this society. The end started well. Everybody was in their support. The miscreants took over. So what caused those things? There is a challenge or a disconnect between the governed and the government. The level of poverty in this country is beyond understanding. And those are things that have actually made matters worse. There are so many unemployed people. So they just took advantage. I can assure you that a well-employed youth, a gainfully employed youth, it's very rare for them to be involved in those kind of terrible things we saw during this week. For this reason, I plead with the government.
They won't let him talk. Sorry, your time is up. Because he's telling them the truth. Honorable from Badagry, Setonji. So we got your message too. However, let us go to their grandfather, the man that is doing the groundwork. Because you know one thing is that they have brought back the hate speech bill. They have brought back the social media bill. Okay? So the one that we charge you 500,000 naira. But they've increased it to 5 million naira now. If they charge you for social media law or something, or a speech law, which Bukwari will sign, then you are going to get charged 5 million naira if you are lucky, or you will pay 5 million naira and still go to jail for 10 years for whatever you write on social media that you did not take a permission from the government. Modukwe Otokiti, thank you so much for your super sticker there, my sister. It is seen and noted and well appreciated too. Yeah, thank you. Guys, remember, you should be like Nelly. Nelly is a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico channel. Okay, you can be a member too. For that segment, you will see the join button on your screen. Check it out. You may also be interested in that. So thank you so much, Nelly. Just glanced to, just carved your comment there. However, let's continue. Laya Mo, Uncle Laya Mo came out and he was talking to the media about what they need to do. They need to do something about social media. People no longer watches TV or listen to radio anymore. Who's going to listen to lies from these guys? Let's listen to what Laya Mo's dilemma.
The world today revolves around two things: smartphone and data. Smartphone, and the young ones we are talking to don't even watch television, don't listen to radio, you don't read newspapers, and you'll be shocked that if you start arguing with your own daughter or your own son, she will be quoting as a Bible the social media. So, Mr. Chairman, sir, the long and short, sir, is that I've said it that we need a policy on national policy on social media. We need also to empower the various ministers of information on how to deal with social media, and we need the technology to be able to shut down at will social media, which becomes a menace to the country's security.
Can you beat that? They want the National Assembly to give them law so that some ministries can shut down the social media at will. That's what he said, at will, as they want. So anytime all of you want begin to trend something, any crazy trend that is affecting Bukwari or anybody, they can just turn them off like NEPA. In 2020, if you are a Buhari supporter, if you are a APC supporter, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is the barbarism you support. I don't know how you feel. I feel terrible for you. But I'm going to have you listen quickly to what Pastor Tunde Bakare said. Eventually, he came out twice on this issue. The first one is response to NSAS, and the second one is message to the government itself. And I will take you to my next beat in this segment tonight.
The word of God says, if you find oppression, injustice in any province, do not sit down and marvel. There are agents of powers that are responsible for what is happening in that province. Now it's easy for the Inspector General of Police to disband SARS, who raised these callous men who would take the telephone of a citizen and take him to his ATM machine and said, withdraw money and give to us or we kill you. If they are not delivering their catch to other officers, it would have stopped long time ago. What we have done is we have marveled at the matter for a long time until their cup ran over. We have sat down and just marveled. Men, women, parents were mourning their homes as their young ones were destroyed, killed, maimed, brutalized, hospitalized without help. And because it had not happened to the son or daughter of any man in a position of authority, we marvel and sit and watch. But God of justice will not just sit and watch. He will do something about it. You don't see any barricade on the road and stop and search without someone positioning them there to do what they're doing. They are looking at what is coming to them. They love silver, they love gold, but they do not know that the end product of it is vanity. What is our common patrimony has been cornered by some, and they don't care what happened to others. But when there's perversion in the city, and oppression, and injustice, and you see your young men rise up and say, enough, you better pay attention, because this seemingly well-oiled and well-orchestrated protest may not end where you think it will end. And if you know they are citizens and they are the future of this country, and they are telling you we can't bear it anymore, it's time to pause and hang your pride.
That's the first part, where Pastor Bakare responded after a long silence, but it was a great one, and it would be great to leave it or have it on record, just as I'm doing right now. Now, here's another one. He sent this not long ago. It's like a reminder. I'm going to share that with you too. Watch.
For too long, the citizens of our country have been served insecurity, poverty, and underdevelopment. For too long, our people have been denied access to basic goods that make for a decent standard of living. The brutal impunity of the gun-wielding policeman or SARS operative is a symbol of this bad governance experience. SARS is also the symbol of that politician who loots public funds to build a political war chest and spend it during election buying votes, hiring thugs, intimidating voters, and robbing the people of the power of choice. SARS is the symbol of that appointed public official who, with a stroke of the pen, robbed the people of funds that are allocated to education, healthcare, and other social infrastructure. SARS is the emblem on the agbada of the legislature who robs the people through budget padding, outrageous allowances, and unaccounted for constituency projects. SARS is the symbol of the corrupt judge who compels Lady Justice to remove her blindfold to check whether the person in the dark is a poor phone thief or a wealthy pension thief, so as to sell justice to the highest bidder. These pen robbers who deploy the powers, the privileges, and the provisions of their offices to rob the Nigerian people of our common patrimony are all operatives of SARS. They all belong to what I call the state-aided robbery squad.
Thank you, Pastor. At least we have it on record that he added his voice too. Omodolagbe Stephen Oladapo. Thank you. I got your own super sticker. Right. Thank you very much for that, bro. Let us proceed. I've got something for you tonight, friends. And I'm going to share that with you very soon. Well, I'm going to quickly take a short break. It's just going to be for a minute. It's called a drink break. Well, I'm not going to just leave you in the loop. Keep this while I return.
Go. We pledge Nigeria is not our country. How can we be faithful, loyal, and honest to an expired country? To be a Nigeria is not by force. We don't defend our unity. We don't uphold our honor and glory. So break it, God. Not by force. Not be Nigeria, not by force.
Thank you. That was a quick one. So, you have heard that a spokesperson for the Nigerian army, who is now no longer a spokesperson, probably no longer, they call him retired now. He came out to justify the killings of armless protesters, peaceful protesters at Lekki Toll Gate. And this is what he said. I want you to listen to him first before I had mine, and then I will take it on from there. Watch.
With you there. Let's assume that Reuben Abati sitting with you there, and you saw someone carry national flag, and definitely he was aiming to kill Reuben Abati, and you are also armed. What are you supposed to do?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Is that a rhetorical question? Is that a rhetorical question, General? Is that no, I'm asking you. Is that a large extent that will answer your question?
But the protesters,
because whenever the military are going out, there are clearly spelled out, guidelines, rules of engagement, code of conduct, who does what, when, and how.
But the protesters
Therefore,
were unarmed.
you cannot be oblivious of the fact that somebody holding Nigerian flag and he's going to kill someone, and you will fold your arms.
So you're claiming the protesters were armed. That's what you just claimed on national TV. Brigadier General, you just claimed that the protesters were armed on national TV. Which a rhetorical question based on inference.
No, please. And that is the problem we're having in the Nigerian society. You take things out of context and don't put words into my mouth. Okay? I'm just giving a scenario. It's hypothetical. It is not in relation to that. I'm trying to answer because people were saying that there is unwritten code. In fact, they attribute it to a particular colonel whose son said that his father told him that they should do that, and they shared it on Twitter. But what I'm trying to make you understand is that there is no such thing that you should be oblivious of the fact that somebody is threatening someone's life, and you are so sure that if you do not intervene, the person will be killed, and simply because the other person is holding national flag or he's singing national anthem. And if you just look at it, let's even look at the issue of Boko Haram. You know, they claim to be Muslim. They claim to be Muslims, all right? And by standards in Islam, a Muslim is a fellow Muslim's brother. But they kill fellow Muslims.
I decided to play the video to the end. He's playing, it was caught in there, and he was trying to play a smart one. That's what they do. They deviate too. And he said, hypothetically, and they will use all this in inference, in this and all of that rubbish. They asked him, their soldiers shot at protesters. Though there were impression that if the protester, I mean, if you are holding a Nigerian flag, that a Nigerian soldier won't shoot you. Remember, soldiers going to peaceful protesters to go and shoot at them. Then he decided to say, what if the person that is holding the flag is holding a gun? How is that related? But when he got caught up in that, he said, oh, don't put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is, what if that person is also holding gun? But nobody was holding gun. We're talking about soldiers leaving their barracks. Who gave the order? Answer that. But they, as usual, they play around. It's now using Boko Haram. Boko Haram kill Muslims too. Do you get that now? So because of that, you cannot say Boko Haram are Muslims. Do you get that now? So it's what they do to deviate from the actual crime. Do you understand? Well, let us proceed. Before I do, I'm going to quickly give a shout out to my guy, Chuks Lee. He's online tonight. Chuks, thank you so much for your super sticker. I've seen it. Now read your comment too. Change will come one day when we put one bullet on one prominent politician head. Baba, you know how many politicians they don't put bullet for your head? Rather than for Nigeria to get better, if they get worse, so I don't think bullet will do it alone anymore. There is more. Shark 630, you're online tonight. The night you wanted to phone in, I told you we'll do that some other time, but you weren't tonight that night. But it's good to have you on tonight. Shark, I'll read this out as well. Enough is enough. First thing, Buhari must come out. We need to make him come out. If he is alive, trend Buhari must come out wherever you are. Hashtag Buhari must come out wherever you are. Everybody share this and send it out. That is a good one there from Chuck. Please do, if you can, or type it yourself and put it in the comment section. Put it out there too, if you can. Yes. Thank you, Chuck. Well, let's proceed. Upon all the old mess, upon all the old confusion, politicians will always be politicians. Okay, something happened. I saw proper Nollywood, Bollywood, and Hollywood acts in one man today, and I'm confused. The guy is from Kogi. Kogi government stole palliative food. Yeye Bello, the governor of Kogi, said Boko Haram gave them 1.1 billion naira every state in Nigeria. He said it. If you haven't seen it, please watch my previous video or the one before it. That was where Yeye Bello said it. He said Buhari gave them 1.1 billion to fight coronavirus in each state. So they got the money. But because there is no corona victim in Kogi, therefore, there was no need of building any hospital or anything for coronavirus. And I think that was why there was also no need to share the corona food that the federal government gave them too. But the citizens found the food and they didn't take it lightly. They took their food. That's what happened. They took their food, but someone was not happy. He said the state will not recover from what happened. How could that happen? My brothers and sisters, this one off me. Maybe
moved from the store and broken into pieces in nearby bushes. It is indeed a very unfortunate development that the state will find very difficult to recover from, as we don't have the capacity to provide what have been carted away or vandalized in a short time. The situation is indeed worrisome and should be a cause for concern for all Kogites, as it sets us back many paces in our effort to...
Sorry, Kogites. They said what the commissioner was crying for. They said they were medical equipment. They were not food. So I think I should add that. How did you see that? How did you see that drama? Like, how did you see the... It was I don't know. Maybe it's even real. Who knows? Maybe it's real. But the question is, if the reason why commissioner they cry was because of medical equipment, what in medical equipment they do inside storage? Shouldn't they be in the hospitals helping the people? Should medical equipment paid for by government be locked up until they will do ceremony like they do, take pictures and say, we commissioned $1.5 million equipment. But if now food, the commissioner they cry for, or maybe both, maybe the people took food, they can't take. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, because what if it's real? What if that cry, even though it's not real? No, it's not real. Forget it. It's not real. It's not real. Because I've seen one before that I almost believe. Do you want me to show you this one?
I never knew that 5 years into office as governor, I would still find somebody who could live in a thatch house in Cross River. I almost cried because I knew how prepared I was, but it didn't end the way I had dreamt for the state. And I just think that somewhere God will just help me, because I really wish I could really help. I really wish I could help. It's very painful, truly. I can't put 5 years and I've not been able to do the change I wished.